Okay, the last thing we need to talk about in section 1.1 is discrete versus continuous variables. So a discrete variable is a quantitative variable that has a finite number of possible values. These are countable. So if it's something you can count, it's a discrete variable. And it cannot take on every possible value between two numbers. Okay, the other type is continuous. Continuous variables are also quantitative. And they can take on an infinite number of possible values. These are things that are measurable. And they can take on every possible value between two numbers. So let's look at some examples of these. So the number of tacos sold at Taco Bell in a day. So let's call that variable X. And let's just write some of the values it can have. Well, this would be weird, but I guess it's possible that a Taco Bell could sell 0 tacos in a day, or 1 taco, or 2 tacos, and it keeps going, right? So that makes it discrete, because it's something we count, and Taco Bell is not going to sell 0.2 of a taco, or 3.5 tacos. So it cannot take on any values between any of these two numbers. Okay, what about the height of a Wnba player? Well, X there could be anything greater than or equal to 0. I know that seems a little weird because generally we don't think of heights as, being 0 feet, but I guess, well, and can't equal 0 or we wouldn't have it. But anyway, the point is we measure height, And so since we could have 5'6", 5'10", 5'10.5", all of that means that this one is continuous. Okay, what about life expectancy? Well, that's another one where x is just greater than 0, which makes it continuous. Now, you may have thought that was discrete because we generally only talk about our ages in terms of years. But we're really so many years, so many months, so many days. You know, we can keep breaking it down smaller and smaller into hours, seconds, and all of that. So we could have any possible value. Okay, what about the number of home runs hit during a baseball game? Well, that's another one that we can count. So we could hit 0, 1, 2. So that makes it discrete. And you can't hit a partial home run, right? Either it's a home run or it's not. So there's no way we could get 1.5 home runs during a baseball game. So that concludes section 1.1. A lot of definitions about variables and the process of statistics. In section 1.2, we'll talk about observational studies versus designed experiments, which are just two different ways to collect data, more or less.